What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Eric Taylor, T2UC Big 3 Astrology. You know what it is. Episode 35, Knowledge is Love podcast with my sidekick, The Truth, making it happen. You want to make an appearance and say hello?
What? I'm sure.
You want to say hi? Come on,
Hi.
come on, let me see you.
Okay.
Just stand up.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
Hey.
The Truth. All right. So we're talking about Jupiter 2022 in the sign of Pisces and in Aries. Okay. And so I'll mention it a couple of times and I'll put it in the description down below. We want the people to get in. But Jupiter came into Pisces December 29th. We had a preview of it in 2021, but it will be here until May 11th, maybe late the 10th, depending where you are in the world, right? Then it goes into Aries. And then it comes back October 27th until December 20th. And then back in the Aries, the end of the year. I think it stays in the Aries until May 18th of 2023. But we'll talk about mainly this year. So you guys can come in.
We
Hope
already
you
got four.
I hope you're doing well. You can comment where Jupiter is in Pisces, right? In your what house, and or Aries, well, however you want to rock it, if it's conjunct something or whatever. But one thing that is fascinating about Jupiter and Pisces, right? First of all, what is Jupiter, right? This big, hot and wet, kind of orangey planet. Shout out to my boys, the New York Knicks, right? And orange there. But Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. Also rules Sagittarius. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, right? Neptune is modern. Jupiter is the traditional old school ruler. When Jupiter is in Pisces, first of all, let's talk about Jupiter.
We got a comment real quick.
Okay.
All right. Nicole Sweet said, "Can you tell me about Jupiter return Aries 10th house, conjunct Venus?"
Jupiter in Aries in the 10th house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jupiter return in Aries.
Oh, return. Okay. Yeah. So then you had this last time back in 2010. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to get there. Let me explain Jupiter first. Jupiter, it's about your beliefs, your philosophy, right? This is Saturn's son. The mother protected him. He was supposed to get jacked by his father, all the stuff, Zeus, right? Jupiter is fortune, luck, beliefs, philosophies, higher learning, expansion, biology, finance, right? Jupiter is this jovial, benefic, the greater benefic planet, okay? Especially if you're in a day chart, which is above the ascendant, houses 12, normally through 7, 8, above the ascendant. If your sun sign is in those houses, Mars and Jupiter Mars is your greater malefic, Jupiter your greater benefic. If it's below the ascendant, descendant, then it's Saturn, Venus. Just a little astrology tip for you there. So when Jupiter is in Pisces, it is at home. It expands creativity, imagination, spirituality. Also, though, remember, Pisces, no boundaries. So you this year until May, because it's traveling fast. It's normally in a sign for 12 months, right? For a year. It's going through like, May 11th, it's going to go through, then it will retrograde only back to 29, 28 degrees in that October 27th, right? So we'll have a nice little time from Halloween to right before Christmas. And just so you know, like when it comes back to December 20th, around there, you'll kind of get like this wonderful blessing, this little pre-Christmas spiritual gift or whatever, Jupiter and Pisces is a time to really, and depends on what house it's in, right? If it's in the 5th house, focus on your creativity, your children, things from your heart, taking chances, education, maybe you get some luck winning the lottery, gambling. If it's in your 8th house, it could be investigation, deep studies, working as a spiritual guru, ER doctor, nurse, get an inheritance, do a great tax return, right? Eighth house, other people's money, so it's all these different, each house tells a different story. Okay. So Jupiter in Pisces, um, look what house it's in for you and know to May 11th and then October 27th to December 20th. And I will put the dates down below after the show. And do me a favor, you guys, okay? Please subscribe. Hopefully you guys are already subscribers. Hit the like button. But after the show's over, I know you guys are commenting live and I'm asking you questions, but do me a favor and, especially if you like the live, comment after the live is over. So it kind of boosts up the live. Okay. So just make sure you comment back on the live later on. Even if you don't rewatch the whole thing, just give your boy a little shout out like, oh, this was fun, or thanks for the Jupiter Pisces Aries insight, and we will get to Aries, but Jupiter and Pisces, this could be moving towards water. This could be deeper writing dream book, tapping into the subconscious, unconscious minds, increasing your compassion and empathy, right? You'll say a lot of yeses from now to May. People say, oh, can you do this? Do you want to do this? But like, yes, sure. It can also kind of, you have to be careful. Jupiter can expand bad things, right? So you could have, maybe, I don't want to say too much sleep because you should get 8 to 10 hours. Maybe you drink a little bit more water, but you could get into maybe some deception, maybe daydreaming, maybe, just, you got to be careful because Jupiter, it is a benefic. So it's this great beneficial planet, but Jupiter sometimes can make you like an arrogant spiritual teacher or arrogant guru or shaman. So just try to keep it, grounded. But for the most part, it will bring positive things. Okay. So let's get to the question. And who was that again? What's her name?
Nicole Sweet.
Oh, hey, Nicole. I don't know if this is your first time here or not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, but welcome. Thank you I hope you're a subscriber and thank you for coming to the live. So Aries in the 10th house. So this will start for you May 11th, depending on where you live, could be May 10th, but, and then, like I said, comes back December 20th, and then you're going to rock again until May 18th, I think, of 2023. So in the 10th house, Jupiter will expand. What's Aries? The ruler of Mars. Your action, your willpower, your drive in the public, right? Thinking about your legacy, your career. So you're going to be more assertive, more aggressive. You can be like this, in public, this warrior, this soldier, this fighter, this go-getter. You will be more brave and courageous. Maybe it's leaving a job and going to start your own business. Maybe it's, maybe you're running a marathon this year or next year. Maybe it's you deciding you want to work with metal or, fire or different things. These are things that Aries rules, right? Sports, bravery, fire, metal. But it's also this it's an initiator, right? Cardinal fire. Can be a little immature. Remember, it's the baby. But Jupiter is going to be like, oh man, you are brave enough. But also remember this, because it's an Aries, it's going to hit in conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, which is still in Aries, I think till 2024. So we're going to also be dealing with kind of like this expansion of inner healing, right? So you could have a lot of things going on in your head, and you could have, maybe in public, you wind up helping people, healing people. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things because it's going to wind up hitting Chiron. It could also bring up, even though Chiron, let's say you don't have Chiron in Aries, it can still bring up different, it's this energy antenna. It can bring up, we have sensitivities. So it could bring up, maybe you don't want to initiate in public. You could have these wounds around about not speaking up, not being assertive and aggressive, not finding your voice. Or maybe you feel you want to help the downtrodden and help them find their voice. Okay. So Jupiter and Aries in the 10th house means, Nicole, you could be a boss lady making it happen.
Yeah, no, she said makes sense. Thanks. I have my own business.
There you
And she also said yes. It's my first time. I'm also subscribed. Thanks. I'll comment later.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Nicole. I really do. And hey, Taylor2Coaching@gmail.com. You ever want to get a birth chart and you have your own business, telling you, I do business birth charts. You just have to know the time and the date when you started your business. It'll blow your mind. Watch on my website. I've got some great, I got a great video testimonial about a business chart that I did for a young lady who her business is flourishing. And I've done some big businesses too. I don't like to brag. But I love helping people, and I love working with you guys and talking to you guys. So, it would be my honor to work with you, Nicole. But anyway, Happy New Year, and thank you for coming on. So, oh, that's just her commenting.
Well, no, you have Stephen the Jupiterian.
You're all about expansion, Stephen, right? The Jupiterian. I like that. Do you have Jupiter in your first house? Where's your Jupiter? What do you say?
He said, thank you so much for your guidance. I have a telephone interview for a teaching position. Second interview lined up. Jupiter is transiting my second house and we'll move into the third soon.
That's dope. Okay. So if it's Pisces, then you are, right, the Aquarius rising. That sounds good. What type of teaching? Because the Leo in the 7th house, are you teaching music? Are you teaching art, drama? That 6th house of Cancer. You're going to be kind and caring and supportive with the kids.
He has Jupiter in his 10th.
And Jupiter in your 10th. Oh, you're going to get that job, But it's transiting the 2nd and then 3rd in Aries. That's good. That's good. Aquarius rising. So you're doing hip hop. All right. That's good. But Jupiter in the 10th, I know I've got a bunch of clients and friends and family with that placement. Now your midheaven might not be there. It could be 11th, 10th, 9th, whatever. But that's Jupiter there is really good. You just don't want to be too preachy in public or at work. Okay. Just be mindful of that. But, you'll be good. And, let me know what type of teaching
I will be teaching mind, body, and soul at Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, what? I want to take that class. That's dope. Okay. Mind, body, and soul.
Midheaven is in 11th house. And he also said earlier, Pisces on the cusp of the 3rd house at 9 degrees.
Yeah. It's so funny. I had a funny feeling your midheaven was not in the 10th. Don't ask me how I knew that, but yeah, my midheaven's on the 11th. And, it makes you really tap into the collective, friends, humanity, the social network, the internet, astrology, aliens, okay? Stuff like that, So it's very interesting. So Jupiter in itself, you guys, just remember for women, it can represent a husband. So that is something to consider for the women watching this and women that are on live, depending on what house it's in. It can tell the story of the type of man you could meet this year or next year in Aries, or later this year, right? Or the location where you can meet them, And you don't have to be getting married. It could just be, because Mars is for women, the man you're attracted to. Jupiter represents more the husband. Venus is how you your love language, how you like to be loved. Okay. And for men, the Venus, and you got to look at Juno. And I've got a relationship mini chart that I break things down, only $35. And then obviously, if you're already in a relationship, the Synastry compatibility is really, really deep. And I've had a couple of couples get married. So that's a good thing. And I think I'm getting ready to work with another couple soon that's in a nice relationship. So, but it's very helpful because it teaches you how any two people can work together because it's how the planets are speaking to one another, right? My Mars or my moon can be conjunct my wife's Mars. And so, how does that work out, right? In terms of dealing with emotions and then your words and your actions. So, what's so great is that when you do this, I explain this to you, then we meet over Zoom, 30, 40 minutes. You ask me any questions, but it's videos and written. It's really thorough, but it lets you know basically how to engage, how to respect, set, excuse me, seltzer water, burping, excuse me, um, set healthy boundaries and how to, your spiritual energy, your sensual, sexual energy, all that stuff, but how to kind of navigate. Because it's not just your sun sign, right? Like, oh, Sagittarius is good with Aries or good with Gemini. It's so much deeper than that, as most of you guys on here probably know. And it's deeper than just your Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Juno, seventh house. Because it's about, and you can do synastry with your, friends. I had two friends do it. You can do it with your child, you can do it with a sibling. So it's really just how the relationship can work better. And I think it's really important, especially let's say if you're dating and you want to potentially get married. It's really a great thing to do. Um, and I didn't do it before I got married because I didn't know astrology the way that I know it now as a professional. But, I always say it was the holy setup with my wife and I, and God just had us, we didn't even know that we were both like 11 house suns and Taurus rising and Scorpio rising and, each other's seventh house. And, God is good, you know. But so we're gonna get to Jupiter and Aries some more. So what
He said midheaven's 11th house in Libra.
in Libra. So then Scorpio, Sag. Yeah, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius. Okay.
And then Nicole.
Make sure, Stefano. I mean, I know a lot of you guys like the Placidus system, but I would definitely try astro.com and make sure you also look at the whole sign system. It's more ancient. It's what the Placidus is. I'm still a Western tropical astrologer. And so let's say if I was doing your birth chart reading, I would look at your Placidus, but I mainly do it through the whole sign system. It's more accurate because sometimes Placidus can throw off your planet placements, So if you are, what's your rising? Are you Sag rising? So then Libra would be your 11th house, right? Scorpio on the 12th. Scorpio on the 12th, you probably have some intense dreams, my friend. But and that Libra, that's good. Just don't be too much of a pleaser that you have friends or fake friends take advantage of you.
Yeah, Sagittarius rising.
Yeah, because that's where the hater chart could come in to help you. You don't want people to, because Libras, you guys don't like to rock the boat and you can relate to anybody, but sometimes you're too nice, a little passive aggressive. So you don't want the collective or humanity or friends to kind of take advantage of how nice of a person you really are. Okay, just be mindful of that. That's muy importante. And remember, self-love first, right? We can truly only love another once we, love ourselves first. It's very important. It makes you a better wife, a better husband, a better father. You know what I mean? Um, and I can tell you, it took me a while to get to self-love. And then I think once I really got there, then I was ready to meet my wife and ready to have children. Because being a parent is like your closest thing to like almost playing the role of God, right? Imagine how God feels about all of us. And we all do whatever we want because of free will and this and that. And sometimes God's like, oh, you're killing me. What are you doing, Eric? Or what are you doing, Mr. Stephen Jupiter or, Nicole, you know what I mean? And so as a parent, we try to instill the values, the love and this and that, but then we have to let them fly and they've got to do life for themselves. We can only, guide and assist and help them when they fall and crash. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. I'm working on that now with an 8-year-old, right? making mistakes in school, but he'll get too upset at himself. But it's okay to make mistakes because that's how we grow and learn. So even for us as adults, right? I mean, we're going to make gazillion mistakes, but failure fuels your future goals and success. All right. What's up? Any other?
Okay. So Nicole said I have Pisces and my 9th house sun conjunct north
Node.
Jupiter transiting my 9th house.
Yeah. Well, you Pisces there, so you're the Cancer rising. You're very intuitive, very spiritual. You might have grown up. Remember, that's your father's teachings, the 9th house. So you might have grown up Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, whatever your religion is, Baptist, whatever it is. But then you are now kind of being or experiencing more of a like spiritual growth, be getting into spirituality. And not to say that like you're just getting into it now. You could have always, been into it for years. I don't know you personally, right? But with Jupiter and Pisces in the 9th house, this transit, one, it could be a good time to write a book. You have your own business, but it also can make you want to take some courses to enhance and expand your spiritual knowledge, right? I don't have my intro to astrology class up and running yet, but I think once I get all my issues with my computer fixed and I'm, finishing up all my charts for my clients, I think I'm going to start a monthly and then become bi-monthly. And it'll be something cheap, like just $20, but it'll be like an astrology, um, really like an astrology meeting where like-minded people, we can all get on Zoom and, you know, we can have monthly topics and nothing that's just so simple like, oh, the moon, the full moon, the new moon. That's important. But I really want to get into helping and working with people to really get into the nitty gritty of like what's going to help you ascend and grow to be the best version of yourself through your chart. And so I think that would be like a cool astrology meeting, right? Astrology meetings, with Eric or whatever, astrology coffee with Eric, something like that. And I only drink decaf. Remember, caffeine messes your adrenals. So just be mindful and careful. Make sure you're drinking your water, vitamin C, zinc, all that good stuff. But so I'll let you know when I announce that stuff, you guys. I think it's going to be great. And I hope you guys come and join me.
Jerm the Moggy's here.
What up, Jerm?
He said, what did do, Eric? Looking good, man. This Jupiter in my first house is expanding my belly, which I do want to gain. I just got to convert it.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's the Jupiter, right? It can expand our egos. It can expand our weight. We have to watch out for that, I have Jupiter on the ascendant, and not when I got sick in the hospital this time with the corona, but in 2013, when I got the valley fever, I had mucus going all through my body in the lymphatic tract, right? I'm 5'11". I maxed out at like 240 pounds. My face was like 8 times this size. And it was just the worst. It was, normally goes to your lungs, valley fever. It's like a Western hemisphere, like 6 states, right? Utah, Nevada, Washington, Arizona, California, all that stuff, right? I think Colorado too. But anyway, it didn't go to my lungs. It went to my head and my neck. And I was so sick since 2013. Your boy's been through it. But let me tell you something. Don't mess with God's people, because when you get attacked, like I have, and when you kind of dance with the devil, like I did, and you survive what I survived, you grow. And I say this humbly, especially with my Pisces North Node. So I got to keep it humble. But you really grow to understand, listen, love, respect God on new levels. And it makes you more intuitive, more, I guess, more spiritual, I just, I'm still dealing and growing as a Scorpio rising with trust, right? I think every human does, but Scorpio risings, trust is a big thing, right? But there's no questions about faith. I've always said like hashtag deep water faith, and I used to refer to it as sports, but I truly live it and feel it as just a spiritual, energetic being. And I know it's making me a better astrologer, a better relationship coach, better husband, better father. And so I just thank God, and hey, I'm alive, right? So my testimony is crazy, crazies.
Okay,
Okay.
Nicole said, very true. I grew up Christian, but now more spiritual and into astrology.
See.
And she said, sounds great. I'd love that about
Oh, but also let me tell you this, right? So I grew up, my father was Baptist, my mother was Catholic, and then I became a born again Christian in 99. And I will tell you from the Bible, Torah, Quran, everywhere, they know the power of Jesus. They know astrology is real. It's the map of your life. And yeah, I can't get into everything that I know, but we could talk about it in that astrology coffee meeting with Eric, right? And I'm gonna come up with a cool title. But yeah, I hope to set that up before the end of the month, if not starting it early February. But you guys, like, trust me, when you start to, it's not just mastering, but owning. Own your Mercury, own your Jupiter, respect it, love it. Like, remember the map, it's the map of your life. Every map has a destination, has signs and symbols for you to follow. North Node, Midheaven, Uranus, Black Moon,
Matt
Lilith.
Gaming's here.
What up, Matt Gaming? My Scorpio
He
brother,
said,
Scorpio rising
what's
brother.
up, everybody? How's everything going? He said, what did I miss?
What'd you miss? We're talking about Jupiter and Pisces, then Jupiter and Aries. So Jupiter and Pisces came December 29th. It stays to May 10th, 11th, depending on where you live. It returns right before Halloween, returns. So we'll have some really creative costumes this year. It returns October 27th to December 20th. December 20th, right? It's back into Aries up until May 18th of 2023. So it's a quick run, Jupiter and Pisces. It usually spends 1 year in a sign. So you'll see these cycles of Jupiter every 12 years, right? 12 years old, 24, 36. So you could chart your own life starting at the house of your birth. So like if you're in the third house, right? Then, you'll see 12 years later when it gets back to the third house, that aspect of your life and what happened when you have your Jupiter return. So 12, 24, 36, 48, and it's so funny because I was thinking about it because mine's on the ascendant. So 3 years ago is when I really started to get into, doing the astrology after I was studying for a while here on YouTube and starting to build and grow the foundations of my business and my knowledge. And that was love because those seeds were planted after, taking my courses with astrology gurus and teachers and just, knowing my what I knew already intuitively, and then what I knew from just knowing astrology since I was younger, and I got into it, then I stepped away, but it's yeah, Jupiter and your Jupiter cycles, pay attention to them in your chart. So Jupiter and Pisces right now, it's can expand the creativity, the compassion, the empathy, the imagination, but the daydreaming can expand a little bit of the fog, a little bit of being a sucker. Now, keep in mind, it's in America's chart in the fourth house, Sag rising. So when it hits that Neptune, it's a very intense spiritual, but it can expand the fog, the lies, the deception. But it can also bring forth a greater truth and expand spiritual growth, expand psychic ability in America, expand The aliens coming to our home. So you know what I mean? So Jupiter and Pisces, you'll see. I mean, look, this is a big year. So let me tell you, right? 2022 compared to 2021, greater good times, but maybe also some greater bad times. But you have to just live from your heart and vibrate and meditate and pray and, go for your walks and don't be around negative people or energy vampires and don't get into arguments and don't deal with the hate and debate. Like, and some debate is healthy. I'm always going to debate a little bit, Mercury and Mars and Virgo. But just sometimes, and this is what Jupiter and Pisces is about. Let go and let God and surrender. You don't always have to be right. Sometimes you can just know that God's got it and you don't got to deal with it. And that's power. It's power to surrender and to be like, okay, I'm good. God's got this. I don't have to make myself crazy. I don't have to act crazy. I don't have to be crazy, So Jupiter and Pisces is dope. And Jupiter and Aries is like that new beginning, that new birth. Just wait to wait till Neptune gets into Aries. And wait till Saturn leaves Pisces and gets into Aries. So we're talking around 2027, the new beginning of the new world. Uranus and Gemini too. Watch those videos. I realize I'm gonna have to do some of these videos because I want to get back to it, but I'm gonna do them as lives. But I won't be really engaging with you guys and stuff. I'm just gonna do my, 13, 15, 18, whatever minutes and just boom. But I'm gonna do like Cancer, back moon Lilith and Cancer, but Neptune and Aries. I gotta finish up Neptune and Pluto series, my Venus through the houses. But because I'm having computer issues, I gotta just do them as lives right now. We'll see what's going on with Apple. But anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna start from up here. Nicole said it's so interesting. I'm always drawn to astrologers with the same big 3 or north node as me.
Oh, what's your node? Are you so tell me your big 3 and north node. So I'm a Pisces north node, Scorpio rising, Cat moon, Virgo sun. So which kind of means I'm an investigative workaholic. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I can't help it. I just have to laugh at myself. And that's the thing too, you guys. Be able to not take yourself so seriously and laugh at yourself. I mean, it comes from, I guess, my acting days and all, the Scorpio rising, all the pain, trauma, and crises I've gone through in my life. If I don't laugh, I'd just be like on YouTube crying all the day. Like, oh my God, my life's been crazy. But I tell you, my 4 sons, they make it all worthwhile. You know what I mean? I am beyond blessed. This kid right here, he's no joke. You know what I mean? He can make you crazy, as Geminis can. But he's amazing and just, oh man. So what else? What else we got?
Okay, and then next,
and I'm gonna stop talking so he could catch us up.
Stefan the Jupiterian said, do you use mean or true nodes of the moon?
Oh yeah, you got to use the true. Yeah.
And then he also said, did the nodes of the moon shift into Scorpio and Taurus on solstice December 21st?
No. On the solstice. No, it's January 19th. January 19th is when, yeah. And let me tell you, learn the lessons of the Gemini Sag. And if you notice, right, the last 18 months, what's happened? Hand to hand, communications, local community, tribes, groups, podcasts. That's North Node and Gemini. Everybody and their mama got a podcast, right? And it's good though, right? Because we had to, through the pandemic and just society and the change, we had to sort of move towards the logical, critical, analytical thinking. But remember, you guys, the South Node is when it gets to that axis, we're starting in the South Node and we have to move towards. So we were in Sagittarius energy. but we had to move away from it and go towards the North Node in Gemini energy. Well, it's going to be the same thing here. So January, we're going to start off, and as the next 18 months go, we're going to go from Scorpio energy and learn to move towards the Taurus energy. Does that make sense? And so, remember, like in Vedic, right? K2, the dragon's tail. It's foreign energy. We don't know it. I mean, I'm sorry, we know it, we've mastered it, but it's very spiritual and karmic, but we can't stay there, right? The dragon's tail can't see nothing. Now, but it's very deep spiritually. But then we have to go towards the dragon's head. But remember, you don't OD towards the Taurus energy. You don't OD till the driving fast. You don't overdose on the food, your five senses. Now, remember, Taurus is very sensual and spiritual. It doesn't get the credit. But remember, it's exalted in the moon. So it's a very grounded, it's fixed earth, right? So we have to get fixed and improve now this is Venus, right? So what we collect, our money. So you're going to see a move towards Bitcoin. Remember, the central bank announced December 21st, 22nd, 24th, somewhere in there, that they were starting to set up divisions for crypto on Bitcoin. I mean, they want to get us off the paper dollar, but it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? It's this free highway, but it's also where they can just turn off the technology. And do you have the 5,000 you had in your account? Or now's it down to 2? Do you have the $800 you had in your account? Is it down to 400? Do you have the 21,000 that was in your account? Is it down to 18? Do you have the receipts, the proof? Does the bank care? So let me tell you, this Scorpio Taurus axis is no joke, but other people's money. Will the government be giving out more checks? Will they revamp the IRS? Will there be more secrets revealed from the lies? Right? Scorpio's about the truth, investigation, ancient knowledge. You know what I mean? Will people get more into astrology, tarot, and human design? So, but remember, Taurus is very much self-worth, values, survival, food. Are we going to have another food shortage? As they might, I don't watch the television, but I know what's happening. They're starting to talk about some school closings and shutdowns and lockdowns. And so just keep the third eye open. Pay attention. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. I think we were.
That
Okay.
was Stefan, yeah.
Okay. So Pisces. Nicole said Pisces North Node, Pisces Sun, Virgo, Moon, Cancer rising.
Oh, that's a great Virgo moon. Do you want to share with us what your business is? I'd be really curious. The Virgo moon is very much of service, but Virgo is about fixing it, right? So you could be a nurse, you could be a spiritual healer. The Pisces sun is no joke, right? So you might be ready to leave the Saturnian bubble in this matrix now and ascend so that you don't come back to this place here, right? And but the Cancer rising. So this is deep. I wonder what you guys think, if you've researched this at all. But you know how like Aries rising is supposed to be like the first house, but a lot of the ancients have spoken about, and this makes sense, that Cancer is really the first house, right? And think about it, because it's a cardinal water. But if Cancer is the first house, then that means Aries is the 10th, right? At the top of the chart, the zenith. And where is the sun exalted? In Aries, right? At 12 noon at the top of the chart, where the sun's at its highest point. Kind of interesting, right? See, that's the type of stuff we can debate and talk about in a Zoom meeting. Hope you guys voted and responded. If I haven't seen all of you guys respond, but please go to the community and vote on the question that I asked. What astrological birth sign do you think Jesus Christ is? Um, but a lot of people tend, we saw I think maybe it was the Cap rising, Pisces moon, Virgo sun. Some saying Pisces sun, whatever, but definitely not a Capricorn sun. Just because even at that time, the colder climate in December, and remember the sun goes dark for 3 days, right? In the winter solstice. So that was the whole like not seeing the sun and then it rising, being born again, right? On the 25th. You get that? So it's really deep. But yeah, please comment and vote, and you can tell me here what sign you thought Jesus was. But isn't that interesting? If you have the Cancer ascendant, right?
There's still one more in front of yours.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Germ. Okay, here. So real quick, Lux said, "Hey, what is your opinion?" I think they're new too. What
Oh,
is
hey,
your
Lux,
opinion
welcome.
on a Pisces Aries cusp and a Gemini Cancer cusp in a relationship?
Oh, well, like I was saying earlier, the synastry, any two people can work. But the cusp of rebirth with the Gemini Cancer cusp, the cusp of magic, woo, that's powerful. I think it could definitely work. But you need to know the Venus, the Mars, the seventh house, the Juno. What is your moon sign? Right? Moon signs are very important in relationships. It's not make or break it, but you have to learn how to, even if your moons aren't compatible, you have to learn how to respect each other's emotions. That's key, right? That's very important. So, but yes, I do think it can work, and I think I mentioned that in my cusp of rebirth video, which is still, I think, my number one video on my page. So make sure you check it out and comment. But hey, like I said, get a synastry compatibility chart because it's how the planets communicate. Now let's get to Maggie or whoever.
So Germ.
Mr.
Nicole
Germ.
said I'm very intelligent. Thank you.
Oh, I know you're very intelligent, Nicole.
No, she said I am.
Oh, this guy. But he's a bad boy sometimes, He'd be Nazi, the trickster, Gemini, right? It's like I'm raising half Prince, half Kanye West. Yeah, pain in the butt. But he's a fashionista. I mean, the kid, the sneakers, the clothes. Now, I wouldn't wear some of that stuff. I'm not as risky as he is, but he's got fashion sense out the wazoo. I'm kind of like a simple, boring Virgo. When I was younger, I used to take fashion risks, but those days are kind of behind me. Maybe I'll get back to him soon, you know. But
Okay.
but I like to just watch him. Just
Germ
like,
said, "Oh, okay.
What's up, Jerm?
Okay, man. I've been there also in the depths. I have Venus in Scorpio and Mars in Virgo too. But my North Node is in Scorpio in the ninth house. I've been having this burning desires to travel."
You do, and um, it might not happen during this 18-month access. Not saying that you won't travel or you can't. I mean, we don't know what the world's going to be like, right? But um, you might travel through the computer. I know that sounds weird, but as we get into AI and as we get into different things, virtual travel is going to start to blow up. Whereas if like you feel like you're in Japan and you go experience things like you're in the city, but you're chilling in your crib in Brooklyn or down in Miami Beach or Cleveland, Ohio. Does that make sense? That's Uranus and Gemini. That's even Neptune and Pisces. That's what a lot of this is about, you guys. I don't know the names of the stocks, but I wish I can jump in and invest on it. Whatever Jeff Bezos has invested in, and these other guys, Elon Musk, that's the newest technology that's going to be bigger than crypto and bigger than blockchain. And I mean, it's through the AI and all that stuff, but that's where we're headed. Watch the movie Total Recall if you haven't seen it. The guy who did Blade Runner, this guy was a genius. Total Recall is the illest movie, and that's where we're going. Where, as each human being, we all will have our own YouTube channel, like our own network, and where we just think it or speak it, and you'd be like, "Oh, can I talk to Germ, the Magi?" And then all of a sudden you pop up on like some hologram thing in my crib, and I'm like, "What up, Germ?" You're like, "What up, E?" And da 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 da. And you could be like, "Oh, I just sent you a track." Boop, hit the button, and then it comes up, and then I can play it in my crib. Like that's where we're headed, you guys. Understand? It's as we ascend and we go past 3D into 4D, and then we get to 5D. Not everyone's going to make it because you got to be on your highest vibration and live from the heart. If your soul is too dense and on a low vibration, adios. Okay. It's not a game. Do you guys know there are no accidents? Everything that's been going, there's not one accident. And just think about it for a second. I'm not going to get into this, but what if Jesus was born? And the Vatican has the right date. But what if Jesus was born September 11th? Okay. Anywho, let's get back to.
Okay. So.
Telling you, my Zoom meetings are gonna be good. You wanna get down with coffee with astrology talk with Eric. We'll talk a lot more than just astrology.
Okay. Nicole said my business is childcare. Pluto in the fifth.
It's what? Childcare?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pluto in the fifth house, Scorpio. I'm also a counselor and meditator.
Mm-hmm.
Also and also used to teach ninth house Pisces Sun conjunct North Moon conjunct. I'm not sure what SN stands for. Virgo.
SN.
Yeah.
South Node.
Oh, South.
Yeah. NN is North Node. SN is South Node. Right. So like your South Node is Leo. Mm-hmm. That's why he's a great actor. His North Node's Aquarius. He's going to be like a AI architect genius. Make sense?
Not really.
Okay. But... Well, I got the kids doing coding. They took a break, but now they got to get back to it. So Dad's got to get the coding courses back up. They took a little hiatus while I was in a coma, but I digress. But you got, Nicole, that's, I taught for like 13 years, 10 years with disabled children. And then before that, I used to teach little rich kids in Greenwich Village, but I used to teach acting also to 9 and 11-year-olds. If you don't know, I was a professional actor and member of Screen Actors Guild and all that, did television, film, theater, had my picture in the New York Times, a little something. I was grinding, working hard, never famous, but, I was paying bills as a working actor in New York City. So I had fun. God is good. I got a lot of stories, a lot of fun, but, go ahead. Anybody?
Lux was just saying thank you with like hearts and stuff.
Oh, thank you, Lux.
Oh, and Watermoon Minx, I don't know if she's here anymore. She said, hey guys, just saying hey, catch y'all on the replay after.
Okay. Please comment, you guys, Lux on the replay. And Water Minx, what up, girl? Water Minx is dope.
No, she said she'll catch us on the replay after dinner.
Yeah. No. I'm talking to her now. I'm saying, yo, what up, Water Minx? She gonna watch the replay. So what's up, Water Minx? Make sure you comment after enjoy your dinner. I'm getting ready to go eat dinner soon too, so you guys understand that we're dealing. So this is a beneficial energy with Jupiter and Pisces until May 10th or 11th, right? But we're still dealing with Uranus, Saturn kind of squaring, right? Government, restrictions, limitations, fear, anxiety against liberation, freedom, innovation, technology. So there's there still could be restrictions on technology, right? You can't say whatever you want on the internet because they'll erase it. You understand? So that's the Uranus Saturn square playing out in real time. And it had the 3 exact squares this past year. And I think it's going to have 2 more this year. Exact meaning the same degree, right? So like, I think it's at 12 and 10 degrees now or something like that. But, like I said, January 19th, things are going to be changing. Bless you with that Taurus North Node. Even for Germ with that, Scorpio in the 9th house, it's almost like Nicole with Pisces. When you got the water signs in the 9th house, You can be extremely intuitive, psychic, spiritually. And then also when you don't travel lightly. You travel for wisdom and knowledge. You connect with the souls and the spirits and the energy when you go to, like, so I'm a Scorpio rising, so my ninth house is Cancer. So when I went to Paris, when I went to Amsterdam, when I went to London, it wasn't just light, haha, have fun. There were some deep experiences, right? So, and anywhere I travel, I love to be with the common people. And then I love to learn the real truth about the land, the culture, the history, and then of course, when you leave America, people like will rib on you, especially when I was in Paris. You stupid Americans! Why did you put in Georgia Bush twice? I said, yo, it wasn't me. I ain't do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get on you in Paris. They're crazy. I was just like at a print shop, 2004. Old boy was like getting on me and my boy. I was like, yo, I ain't do it. I'm not that dumb American. I promise you. But it's just funny. But so you guys understand that, like, and so if you're an Earth sign when you travel abroad, right? You got the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, ninth house and rising, right? Because the ninth house is where you kind of learn it's where you learn your sort of life lessons, right? Your father's teachings, gurus, shamans, wisdom, masters, PhD, higher learning. Doesn't always just have to be school. It can be spiritual learning, right? It's your beliefs, your philosophies. But that's where you can see where someone could change their beliefs and philosophies. Now, the fire signs, especially if you have the Aries rising and a Sag in the ninth house, right? That's where you can be more dogmatic. Sages tend to stick to whatever teachings were instilled as a child. They won't veer too far from it. Not saying they can't. You have to look at the whole chart, but especially for Aries rising or Sag sun, they will tend to stick to what was instilled, the programming from childhood, and the reality is, you guys, and I don't mean that in a negative way, so please don't take it that way, but we all have been programmed, right? The fact that green means go and red is stop, that's a program, right? The fact that someone has taught you the word conspiracy theory that comes from a movie, that's a program, right? The education system, all of it, it's all programming. So the media, the news, television, right? Only having really a two-party system, right? If we were really a free society, we would have people who were running for office that were not millionaires, and we'd have five parties, right, to vote for in terms of people's real wants, needs, and desires for a healthy, uh, free world and true democracy. Because we're a republic, we're not a democracy. But that's for the Zoom coffee meeting. Any other questions or
Okay,
comments?
yeah. So Germ the Magi said, "Ooh, man, my mom, brother were Gemini's sons. Then my dad, Venus and Gemini. So I had my experience with the Jokers."
Yeah, this one, man. I tell you. And back when I was single, I used to date a lot of Gemini women. Oof. Oh my God. But Gemini and Venus, interesting energy, very flirty, sometimes non-committal, but they like to have a lot of friends and be social and be out and just, out and about doing their thing. Like, I'm Venus and Gemini. All right. But so we got about 6 minutes left. I'm gonna have to bounce. Any other questions or comments?
Nicole said that. Nicole said that's dope. LOL, they were so nice in Paris.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, Paris is fun, but too much smoking and cigarettes, and the tiniest little food. Like you getting ready to walk the whole like city, and like breakfast in the morning, the croissant was like barely the palm of my hand, and the orange juice was like a little mini shot. I'm like, is there vodka in this? Like it was so tiny, and I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. Like I'm a big I'm a black guy, big guy, right? And I'm not that big. I'm whatever, but My buddy that I went with, he's like 6'3" or whatever. So, but I was just like, this little mini croissant and a shot of orange juice was not going to fill me up for a full day of walking around Paris. So I had to get 2 orders. And even then I was still hungry, but I didn't care. I just kept it moving. But I was just like, between that and they're smoking these cigarettes. This is why they never gain weight and their teeth are dirty and they don't wear deodorant. Oh my God, getting on the train in Paris, woo, Club Funk. I mean, it was on fire. The pits were cooking, okay? Cooking pits. So anyway, so any last questions or comments about Jupiter and Aries?
Nicole said, yeah, portions sucked.
What?
She said, yeah, portions suck.
I know. So Nicole, you've been there. It's insane. But you know what was a big portion? The crepes. Oh my God, the crepes. So hold on, in Talladega Nights, did the guy, Sacha Baron Cohen, was he like, Ricky Bobby, eat the crepe? Or did he say, Ricky Bobby, eat the poop? Because I thought it was poop, and my oldest son was saying it's eat the crepes. I gotta watch the movie again. I remember he was saying, you must kiss me, Ricky Bobby. That was hilarious. But great movie, Talladega Nights. You gotta watch it. But I thought it was eat the poop. You must eat the poop. But I guess he probably was saying eat the crepes because French. But the crepes are really good and they're big. Croissants, orange juice, not so big. So, but yeah, you guys.
Nicole said, yeah, very intimate city though, loving towards each other, sitting close and holding hands.
Yes, no, Paris is. But I gotta tell you, Amsterdam was more intimate because Amsterdam with the cobblestone streets and people riding bikes and the outdoor cafes. To me, Amsterdam was more and just the kind of like the open like rivers or whatever. Like I thought Amsterdam was very it reminded me of like the village in New York City, certain parts, like Washington Square Park and certain areas, but Paris definitely reminded me of New York and different areas. Yeah, Europe's dope. I mean, I still have to get back and take my family. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to obviously, Africa, Ghana, Egypt, so still got a lot more globe trotting to do. And hopefully I can do that and teach astrology and all that type of stuff. Your boy's trying to blow up. So, Jupiter and Pisces for me, this is I got to escribe and, do some writing and stuff because this is a good time. So hopefully I can complete what I'm starting to write and what I've already started to write by May. But if not, between October and December, and hopefully I can share it with you guys. That's the plan. Forget the flim flam. I'm going to show you who I am. Competition is none. And that's the Jupiter and Aries energy. Very competitive, accident prone. So there can be more random accidents for the collective. But remember, Jupiter and Aries is going to be in the 5th house of America's chart. So it might bring back another baby boom where things have been slower. It could bring back a baby boom if people are healthy enough to have, bless you, people are healthy enough to have children after all this foolishness, right? But, and all the stress. It's hard for women to get pregnant with fear and stress and, other stuff happening to your bodies. So we'll see what happens. But remember, Jupiter and Aries in the 5th house for America, you could see a lot of people starting their own business, people getting more into fun, dating, romance, fun, sex, gambling. You can see a lot of that stuff popping off. So just be mindful of that. And you're like, yeah, Eric told me about that. Would never steer you wrong. I had a client slash friend who I did a chart reading for probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and something that I was, telling her and stuff, and it's starting to come to fruition now. And back when she got the chart, she was like, "What's he talking about? I don't think that's, whatever, whatever." And then I spoke to her the other day, and she's like, "You know what you were telling me?" And da da da. And I was like, "Yeah, I vaguely remembered," but I kind of know her chart and her ascendant. And she was like, "You were so on point." And she's like, "I got to give you props." And da da da. And I was like, oh, I was like, thank you, thank you. But now it's manifesting and happening, stuff from her 3rd house. And so it's just kind of wild, Like I always tell you, sometimes you as the client, you might forget or not remember certain things. Sometimes for me as the astrologer, I can miss something and not see something. But the astrology is never wrong. All right, episode 35. Any last
Yeah,
comments?
Nicole said, thanks for all the information. Looking forward to the lessons. I was thinking the same about procreation.
Yeah, right. Jupiter in Aries, and especially for America's chart. But remember, February 20th or 22nd, it's a palindrome, 2/22, 2002. So yeah, February, and it's like at 12 noon, February, in DC, February 20th is when America has its Pluto return. Maybe you turn on the news that day. Run tell that. So I mean, and that's at 27 degrees. I forgot how many minutes, but there's gonna be a lot of things purging. Maybe more Me Too stuff, maybe more, secrets and lies. Maybe they reveal some aliens and then bring it back, or internet gets turned off and blame it on China and Russia. I mean, who knows, right? But there's a reckoning because America is at its birth and it's got to heal from the original sin of slavery and its wounds and lies of deception of controlling and brainwashing the people. So get ready, strap your boots on, go get it. All right. But stay blessed, avoid the noise, stay with love, your highest vibration. Y'all are dope. You know you're dope. And if you don't have anybody telling you dope, I'm here to tell you that you're dope. But I want you to tell yourself you're dope every morning in the mirror. Be intentional, positive self talk. I try to tell this to little man, but he learns quick now in the morning, right? He'd get up and be like, Grand Rising, right? Because good morning, right? Watch out for spells. Words matter. The etymology of words, it matters. You're not mourning anything. You're rising from your sleep in the bed. You get your good rest, dealing with the subconscious, unconscious mind, right? And you're ascending like the sun. You're rising every morning. So whether you say good day, grand rising, whatever, just know you're not mourning anything. You're rising. So rise up. Be the best version of yourself. Tell yourself you're great. You're going to work hard today. You love yourself. You're going to be better, kinder, more thoughtful, more generous, funnier, nicer. Because you guys are freaking dope. You're amazing. All right. Any last things?
Yeah, Nicole said Biden in the 8th house, perfection, Kamala in the 10th.
Yeah. Oh, you know your stuff. Yeah. So I say prayers. I don't get into whatever, but I will say this. Biden's chart doesn't look too good, and Kamala could be president before this term is out. Who knows? I'm not making any predictions, but even when she was president for those couple of hours when he had the colonoscopy, I thought that was fascinating. And he doesn't look so good, doesn't sound so good. But God bless him, and I wish him all the best. And I pray. You got to pray. Let me tell you something. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or you just don't even get involved in the myth and the lies of the whole thing, we still should pray for our leaders because prayer works. Prayer has me talking to you right now. The power of prayer in the name of God and Jesus is real. Okay? I'm here to testify and tell you. Pray, meditate, be positive, think positive. That's how you manifest. Jump into that Uranus, jump into that Jupiter and Mercury. All right? Episode 35, Knowledge is Love, Jupiter 2022, just for you, Pisces and Aries. You know how your boy E do. Peace. God bless. I'll see you maybe next Thursday, but I might even try to jump on before then. But definitely the next Wednesday or Thursday. Probably Thursday. All right. I love you guys. Later.
All right. Bye. Okay.